here about the air quality or air pollution situation. I've worked on water issues, which is, of course, very important here, also in Kyrgyzstan. And we also work in South Africa. So my PhD perspective, and you can see I made this slide when I was tired. It is not a perspective. It's a vegetation and even building materials. And so for Tiame, perhaps equally important to the health effects is the damage that can be caused to vegetation almost 100 kilometers. It's simple physics, actually. Diameter. So it's this size compared to a human hair, 1/6. Now, a high temperature combustion. Now these are my favorite particles. These are soot particles. Ask questions at any time. Don't wait till the end. Now, ideally,
Avvalo inson salomatligi bilan birgalikda vegetatsiya davri, ustidan vegetatsiya va bino inshootlarga ham ta'sir qilishi to'g'risida gapiryapti. Mana bu yerda o'sha zarrachalarning razmeri, o'lchami. Mana bu odamning sochi, diametri bo'ladi-ku, soch to'lasining diametri mana shuncha. Havodagi zarrachalarning miqdori demak qancha? 6 barobar. Ayrimlarida esa nima? Undan ham kichik. 20 barobargacha kichik bo'lgan razmer o'lchamlarda aytilmoqda. Faqat bularni optik mikroskoplarda ko'rib bo'ladi. Accurate pandemic. This information which before or after?
this information is general, and this is simply the resource where I took the pollutants actually went up for reasons we can discuss.
Okay. Bu informatsiyalar common, umumiy deyapti. Pandemiyaga aloqasi yo'q. Chizmada havodagi chang zarralarni harakati dinamikasi. Ba'zi birlarda kimyoviy moddalar bilan ham qo'shilgan holda proses davom etadi.
Mostly respiratory problems, breathing problems that affect the infant.
Bular ilmiy ish olib borgan hudud Mongoliya va Qirg'izistonda UNICEF bilan birgalikda hamkorlik o'tkazishgan paytda asosan respiratorli kasalliklar, nafas olish kasalliklari uchraydi.
Nafas yo'llarida o'tkir bronxiya, pnevmoniya, yozilgan astma.
But they develop from exposures while you're a child or later. The heart.
Qancha kasalliklar miyadagi funksiyalarni suzishi, ishemik yurak kasalliklari, yurak ishemik kasalliklari, o'tkir xonologik pnevmoniya, pulmoniya deyilgan kasalliklar, o'pka kasalliklari, bundan tashqari
Called, we don't care about the name today, but there's certain chemicals that can cause cancer. So I actually expect that there's going to be a large increase in cancer in Mongolia 10 or 20 years from now. In South Asia, the bigger the circle, the higher the concentration. As the color goes from green to red, again, the higher the concentration, and in this case, compared to World Health Organization guidelines.
Bu ko'rsatilgan xaritalar Markaziy Osiyo, Janubiy Osiyodagi havo ifloslanishining konsentratsiyasi ko'rsatilgan. Agar mana bu kalsiy yirik bo'lsa, demak konsentratsiya darajasi yuqori. Qizil rang, ya'ni 3 dan yuqori xavflilik darajasi yashil bo'lsa, xavfsizroq. Yana bir bor aytib ketyapti-ki, har bir slaydni ko'rib bo'lsa, saqlab qo'yish kerak. Memorize, xotirada saqlab qo'yish kerak. Inson hudud qaysi hududda joylashgan.
When we look at this map, we think that perhaps northern India is bad, and it is. And you might think that Central Asia is good. But if we look at the colors, we see that Toshkent, for example, is 2 times the World Health Organization's most relaxed target. Not the strict target of 5 microgram per cubic meter, but rather a relaxed target of 75 microgram per cubic meter. So this shows that even Toshkent has air pollution levels that are 10 times what the World Health Organization recommends. Information. modeling of how air pollution spreads both locally and around the globe, and monitoring data. And they put all this information together to develop global estimates of air pollution.
Buran universitetida xaritasi tuzib chiqiladi. Xaritalardan chiqqan ma'lumotlar bitta joyda monitoringga qilinadi, yig'iladi. Ma'lumotlar bir joyga yig'iladi va qayta ishlanadi. Va mana bunday statistik holatda kuzatiladi. Ya'ni bu bitta производство, klaster ma'lumot olinayapti, tahlillanib qo'yib borilyapti.
What we see across Central Asia is a strong gradient from south to north, with the most polluted regions being in the south, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and getting gradually better as we go to the north.
Mana bu ko'rib turgan xaritalar universitet tomonidan tahlil qilingan xarita. Bunda shimoldan, janubdan shimolga qarab muammo nima bo'lyapti? Yiriklashib boryapti. Demak, muammoni kattaligi janubda, shimolga tomon kamayib boryapti. Ko'rib turganlaringizdek, yashil rangdagisi normalni, havoning ifloslanish darajasi normada. Lekin mana bu nima? Pink degani nima edi? Binafsha rang xavflilik darajasi yuqori. Bu hududga asosan Tojikiston, Qirg'iziston, Turkmaniston, qisman O'zbekiston hududlari kirityapti. Lekin shimolga borgan sari bu protsess kamayapti. Air pollution eng ko'p yuqori darajasi, xavflilik darajasi, bo'z degan xavflilik darajasi qish vaqtiga to'g'ri kelyapti. Ya'ni
fevral oylari va oktyabr, dekabr oylari.
Qish bilan yoz o'rtasidagi farq bizda yuqori emas, ya'ni 70 gacha.
Chunki yoz va aprel 24-martdan boshlab bizda havo harorati
Toshkent ayniqsa ko'mir yoqish miqdori kamroq. Qolgan mintaqalarda kuzatadimi? Tabiiy gaz bu.
And I'm providing to the Tiame Toshkent campus can provide very useful information, even if they're not as accurate as the expensive ones.
Toshkent irrigatsiya instituti kerakli bo'lgan, qadrli bo'lgan informatsiya bilan ta'minlaydi. Imminni hozirda Buxoroda ish olib borishdagi asosiy maqsadlardan bittasi chang miqdoridan tashqari chemical substance, kimyoviy moddalar tarkibini ham aniqlash. Bundan tashqari leads to a wide range of health effects. Keng ko'lamli inson salomatligiga ta'sirini o'rganib, faqatgina just lungs emas, faqatgina o'pkada emas, qolgan inson organizmlarini ham ta'sirini chuqurroq o'rganish maqsad qilib olingan.
And that's the discussion for today. I welcome any questions.
And the discussion time. Shu savollarga javob berishga tayyor.
Thank you for translation.
O'sha organ olish qanday bo'ladi?
Okay, thank you.
Uchun rahmat qolamiz. Yaxshi ma'lumotlar. Savol shundayki, o'rganilayotgan loyiha amalga oshirilyapti, yakunda sun'iy yo'ldosh ma'lumotlardan foydalanyapti, hamda qaysidir qurilmalardan aytdi. Albatta ular sun'iy yo'ldosh ma'lumotlar qanday ishlashini, lekin qaysidir qurilma o'sha qurilmaning nomini, rasmini, ko'rinishini bilsa agar, rasmlar bilsa o'shanaga o'shani qiziqamiz.
His name is Sherman, our teacher. He's asking, saying thank you of your important information. Also, he's going to know we use satellite information. Also, some instruments. Yes. What is name of instruments? And also, you have this picture or models. Which instruments?
The satellite or the ground-based instruments?
Yes.
Which one is he interested in? The satellite or the ground-based?
Ground-based instruments.
Yeah. There's many different types. Some of them, like whose Hydromet has 3 that cost $20,000 US just to measure particles.
US meteorology
The low-cost devices, like in Bishkek, where they had 50 of them, those devices cost about $500 US.
Bishkekda arzonroqdan bo'lgan $5,000 bo'lgan.
Lekin Toshkentda bitta qanaqa
Only our Toshkent is one.
So in Toshkent, for the expensive monitors, there's now 4. 1 by the embassy, and 3 operated by Hydromet that just started about 1 to 2 years ago.
Bizada 4 ta ekan, bittasi US Embassy'da, 3tasi o'z gidrometda ekan, birgalikda informatsiya olishadi.
But there's also measurements here by Hydromet here in Buxoro. They collect the particles onto a filter, and then they weigh the filter, and they know how much air they pulled through the filter, so they can calculate the concentration. But it's not done every hour or every day.
Buxorodan ketayotgan ba'zi ma'lumotlar filtrlanib boryapti.
O'zimizga tuproqni olsak, bu Toshkentga o'lchatigacha
Filtrlanib boryapti.
And we'll be visiting Hydromet this afternoon to see this. Kathy.
Poytaxtimiz ikkinchi o'rinda turibdi yillik bo'yicha. Ana shu yog'ingarchilik hisobiga ham mexanizatsiyalar pasayadimi? Boshqa poytaxtlarga nisbatan bizaniki yillik bo'yicha ikkinchi o'rinda, oylik bo'yicha esa 5-o'rinda turibdi dedilar-ku. Shu boshqa respublikalarda o'zimizda O'rta Osiyo hududiga yog'ingarchilik Toshkentimizda ko'p bo'lsa yoki shunga o'xshash hodisalarda o'zgarish bo'ladimi? Yog'ingarchilik hisobiga o'sha
Запросил господин Кубусин, это он сенатор.
His preparation was just for Senate, of course. Mr. Kuberson, of course, had to be him just on his speech was just on the ecology.
It's great.
Yeah.
Мы старались. Я до этих пор, в 2008 году, запустили по переработке свиной отход Южной Кореи.
Because he was, of course, he's the leader of the plant in the South Korea, which of course he opened up a special plant just on decreasing hands of the recycling.
Okay.
Оттуда мне по службе так получилось, некогда, вот постоянно в госслужбе никак. Вот опять же хочу работать с учеными, которые занимаются экологией.
It's done because he is too much of work, he has too much work, but in case he has no time to work, and therefore he is trying to work he would like to work on the direction of ecology.
So he's an environmental engineer at heart.
He tries to grow natural potatoes and carrots.
Without fertilizers.
У нас последние 2 месяца дожди в Бухаре, непривычно.
So of course the days we have too much rain.
Мы каждый дождь, когда идет, анализы взяли дождевой воды.
We are trying to analyze sizin de böyle sonra şu analizlar için.
Bu analizlarni olgandan keyin biz yerni sug'orish suv kamku bizda defitsit. Sug'orish norma qilamiz. Подсказать.
Спасибо.